Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. It was Big Trash Day. You know that time when the city comes and will take all the big items that you have that you can't get to the dump on your own, or you can't afford to get somebody to come and move all the stuff, or you can and you just haven't. But they have a day once a year when they will take all the big trash that you have. Actually, it's several times a year. Anyway, we had put some things out, and it was time to get rid of some old mattresses and things that were there, and that we're gonna get them to the dump. We're gonna get them there, and we had. So we put these things out. So some kids in the neighborhood decided that this was a good opportunity for them to set up a fort, and they went around and they were getting different items from different people's things. And one day we looked up and there were some bikes in our yard, and we realized these kids had set up a fort in our yard. They had a whole living room going on over there. They had brought sheets from home and put them on the mattresses, and they would land on them, and they had different chairs set up. They had a whole living room in our yard. So I pulled over and I was like, well, I just was watching them going, what's going on back up in there? It doesn't, that ain't in our yard. Now, I have to say, there's a wooded area, it's trees and what have you. And the little girl came out, and she was like, she got up, put on her shoes, walked out, came over, was like, do you need something? And I said, oh, they really do have an entitlement school, don't they? And you started early. She said, do you need something? I was like, little girl, where your mama? Do you need something? By this time, her little brother had come running. He was like, hi, ma'am. How are you, ma'am? Shut up. He was looking at the sister going, don't you see this is a crazy black woman and anything could happen? So he says, hi, are you okay? Is everything all right? I said, no, I'm okay. The question is, are you okay? Why are you in my yard with a whole living room set up? Well, we, that man said we have it. They're talking about my nephew, who said, yeah, you can take this home. So we go to the parents' house, and which is way down the road from us. And we're like, how do you come way down here into my yard? This setting up a fort. And the mom's like, well, the neighborhood's boring and the kids are looking for something to do. The neighborhood's boring. Ma'am, the neighborhood is not responsible for entertaining your children. You are. Here's the thing. The level of entitlement is up here now. And part of it is because we have given our children these devices so early that when this entertainment doesn't happen enough for them, they need to find something else. And I love the fact that kids want to build forts outside, and they want to play outside, and they want to count the snakes and the things. But I don't want no snake biting some child in my yard. I don't want somebody wandering into the neighborhood and finding these kids back in the woods on a mattress in my yard. I don't want it to happen anywhere. But the fact that the children were not moved and the mother was not moved by the fact that their children felt that it was okay to come into someone else's yard, mine. They had to pass about 20 houses before they got to mine, is shocking and amazing. And if I had the time, I'd study it until Jesus came back. I experience these things on a daily basis. People who think I should stop, drop, and do whatever I'm doing and give them attention because they want it. People who think that I need to do their work because they want me to. Not because, they want to engage me in it, but, I like you, therefore you should do my work. And I'm sure you have examples of this, but you don't have examples of it from every day of your life. Entitlement is this thing that has increased the narcissist in society. When I was in college, we studied psychology. We didn't spend a whole lot of time on narcissism. It was like 0.1% of the mental ill population. It wasn't even in the DSM-3 until the 90s. Narcissism is on the rise because entitlement is on the rise. And this idea that somebody else should entertain your children, that somebody else owes you, well, it looks like a cool area. One of the neighbors even said, you don't have up a do not trespass sign. Are you, don't make me take off the collar. Are you kidding with me right now? Don't make me take off my earrings. I shouldn't have to put up a do not trespass sign for you to not abuse me. Here's the thing I know. We're going to get there. But we need to be responsible for our own children, our own house, our own way of being. My children played Fort back in the woods, in their yard. And there's never a point where they'd have picked out one house on the block and said, you know what, that one's the one I want to play in. Because they don't care no way. Or they're this anyway. Or they shouldn't be here anyway. Or how do they have that anyway? Sometimes those questions are not right at the front of the mind. Oh, but they in there. I love you. I love those kids. I want them to be safe. I want them to be whole. I want them to be well. But their entertainment is not my responsibility.